When police entered the old classroom for the last time, they expected silence. But what they found on the teacher's desk, a collection of letters sealed in trembling handwriting, told a story far darker than any of them imagined. Each envelope carried the same name, the name of a student who had vanished months earlier. And in the final letter, there was a confession. If this story shocks you, make sure to subscribe to Cold Case Secrets, where we uncover the truth behind the world's darkest mysteries. In the small Midwestern town of Raventon, Ohio, high school life seemed simple. It was the kind of place where people left their doors unlocked and still believed in second chances. But behind the red brick walls of Jefferson High, a quiet storm had been building for years, one that no one wanted to see until it was too late. The story centers on Emily Carter, a 16-year-old junior whose life revolved around two things: school and survival. Her family lived on the edge of town in a one-room trailer park, struggling through layoffs and mounting bills. Emily was bright, quiet, and often skipped lunch to save money. Teachers described her as the kind of kid who never complains. And that's what made her disappearance all the more haunting. It began with a dismissal, a seemingly ordinary disciplinary action that quickly spiraled into something unexplainable. Her teacher, Mr. Dalton Reeves, a respected English instructor known for his stern but fair methods, accused her of cheating on a literature exam. The confrontation that followed would become the last time anyone saw Emily Carter alive. It was a rainy Tuesday, late October. According to the school records, Emily had been called into Mr. Reeves's classroom after last period to discuss academic integrity. No one thought much of it. Students often stayed behind for tutoring or extra help. But when the janitor locked up that evening, he noticed something strange. The classroom door was ajar, lights still on. He assumed the teacher had forgotten to close it and switched them off himself. The next morning, Emily's seat was empty. Her friends said she hadn't been on the bus, hadn't texted, hadn't posted. By noon, her parents were calling the school, frantic. The principal's initial response was procedural. Students skip sometimes. But Emily wasn't that type. She never skipped, never disobeyed rules, never missed assignments. By day 2, her disappearance hit local news. By day 3, the police were involved. Detectives searched every inch of the school. Lockers, hallways, the surrounding woods. They found no sign of struggle, no broken glass, no footprints, nothing out of place. Except one thing. Mr. Reeves's classroom computer showed a document left open the night Emily went missing, an essay she never submitted. Its title, "The Monsters We Pretend Not to See." Investigators began their inquiry with the teacher. Mr. Reeves was cooperative, almost too cooperative. He calmly recounted the meeting with Emily. He claimed she had denied cheating, become upset, and stormed out. She was emotional, he told police. I figured she needed time to cool down. But something about his demeanor unsettled the detectives. He was careful with his words, always leaning on formality. When asked about his computer and the essay left open, he simply said, "Students often save drafts on shared machines." Nothing unusual. Still, whispers began to circulate. Parents spoke quietly at school board meetings. Students exchanged theories online. And one post, an anonymous confession on a local forum, caught detectives' attention. Emily didn't cheat. She found something she wasn't supposed to. The message was traced to a disposable email account created 2 days after her disappearance. The IP led back to the school's Wi-Fi. Detectives reopened every classroom, checking cameras, hallways, staff computers. But Jefferson High's aging security system had blind spots in hallways without coverage, cameras left unmaintained for months. Then, a janitor came forward. He recalled seeing Mr. Reeves late that night, long after the others had gone home. He was moving something heavy out to his car, wrapped in a dark tarp. Police searched Reeves's vehicle, but by then, weeks had passed. The tarp was gone. The trunk was clean. And the case began to go cold. 3 months later, in early January, Emily's parents received an unmarked envelope in their mailbox. Inside was a flash drive. No note. No return address. When plugged in, it contained a single video file of grainy, silent security footage from Jefferson High's hallway. The timestamp, the night of Emily's disappearance. In the footage, Emily is seen walking down the corridor, heading toward Reeves's classroom. Minutes later, he follows. No one else appears. But what chilled investigators most came 10 minutes later. The same camera catches Reeves leaving alone, shutting off the lights, locking the door behind him and driving away. The footage reignited the investigation. Detectives confronted Reeves again. He claimed the video was edited and insisted that Emily had left by another exit. But with mounting pressure and rumors spreading through town, the school district placed him on leave. Then came the letters. A substitute teacher assigned to clear out Mr. Reeves's classroom discovered them hidden in a false drawer under his desk. Each one addressed to E.C. Emily Carter. 31 letters in total, all written in Reeves's handwriting, dated months before she disappeared. The tone shifted from formal mentorship to obsession. He praised her essays, criticized her lack of trust, and finally, in the last few letters, pleaded for forgiveness. The final letter read, "If anyone finds this, tell them I never meant for it to happen. I just wanted her to understand that the world isn't kind to people like us. And now, she'll never know." The letters were enough to warrant an arrest. Reeves was charged with obstruction and questioned further. But he never confessed to Emily's disappearance. Instead, he offered one cryptic statement. "You're looking in the wrong place. She's still in that classroom, just not the way you think." Police tore apart the room floors, vents, walls. Nothing. Still, the words lingered. Weeks later, during renovations, contractors noticed something odd in the classroom's far wall uneven paneling behind the bookshelf. When they pried it open, they found a sealed compartment. Inside, Emily's backpack, school ID, and journal. But there was nobody. The journal's last entry was dated the day she vanished. It read, "He told me the truth about this place. About what happened here before. He said if I tell anyone, they'll think I'm crazy. Maybe he's right. Maybe I already am." The discovery triggered new theories. Some believed Reeves had kept her there. Others thought she'd escaped, hiding out somewhere. But the most haunting detail wasn't what they found, it was what they didn't. The journal mentioned the tunnels. Local maps revealed that the school had been built over an abandoned coal network, long sealed off. Reeves, who taught at Jefferson for nearly 15 years, had full access to maintenance records, including the tunnel's forgotten entrances. When investigators searched beneath the building, they found narrow shafts leading deep underground. There, they uncovered personal belongings, Emily's broken phone, scraps of notebook paper, and a locket engraved with her initials. Still, no sign of Emily. Months turned into years. Reeves remained in custody for obstruction and unlawful concealment, but without a body, the case was stuck in limbo. Then, on the 3-year anniversary of her disappearance, something happened that stunned everyone. Emily's parents received another letter. It was postmarked from Denver, Colorado, over 1,000 miles away. Inside was a single photograph. It showed a girl sitting at a bus stop, looking down tired, older, but unmistakably Emily. On the back of the photo were 4 words written in blue ink. Not dead. Not free. The handwriting matched Reeves's. But Reeves had died in prison 2 months earlier. Authorities reopened the investigation, now focusing on trafficking networks and missing minors linked to nearby counties. Several new names surfaced, including former maintenance staff and school officials who had quietly resigned years prior. One by one, connections emerged. Financial records showed that funds allocated for building repairs had been rerouted to untraceable accounts. The same accounts linked back to a charity Reeves had chaired, supposedly helping at-risk youth. It was all part of something larger, a hidden operation exploiting vulnerable students. Emily had uncovered it accidentally, and for that, she'd been silenced. Or hidden. Because even now, no one knows who sent that photograph, or whether Emily is alive. The original letters remain in evidence, sealed from public view. But investigators admitted one chilling fact. The classroom where she disappeared still shows signs of someone returning. Every few weeks, janitors report items being moved, a chair out of place, chalk drawings on the board. And in one instance, the same essay file, "The Monsters We Pretend Not to See," mysteriously reappeared on the classroom's computer, opened at 2:13 a.m. No one was inside. In Raventon, people still talk about the Carter case, the girl who vanished from her teacher's class, the letters, the tunnels, and the photograph that no one could explain. The school eventually shut down. The building stands empty, its windows boarded, its hallways echoing with rumors. Some say you can still hear the faint hum of a projector late at night, as if someone's replaying the footage over and over again, trying to rewrite the ending. But the truth is simpler. Some monsters wear smiles. Some hide behind good reputations. And some teach. If this story shook you, make sure to subscribe to Cold Case Secrets, where we uncover the truth behind the world's darkest mysteries. Because this story isn't over yet. Part 2 is coming soon. Thank you for watching Cold Case Secrets.